on this stage, we've seen speakers coming up, talking about different things, artificial intelligence, simulation. We have seen people talking about the success stories. Now it's time that our esteemed customers come up here on stage and we do have a panel discussion. And to begin this panel discussion, we have our host, Mr. Tanmay Kanade, design expert of Beacon. I request him to please come up on stage and take this panel discussion over. Let's clap, everybody.
Sure. Thank you. So, starting out with something which we can see over here, which we all as users have experienced it, a story with SolidWorks. Till now, we have been seeing with fascinating updates, we are seeing with fascinating features related to PLM, related to 3D experience platform. There has been a discussion over data thread. There has been discussion over validation fronts and simulation into CAE approaches, which engineering can be used to. And this is where we need to have some expertise over here on our stage. So this is where we'll be having a open-hearted panel discussion for your story with SolidWorks. And for this thing, we have quite fascinating guys over here who have been industry experts since a lot of years. They have seen the industry through the ups, through the downs. They have been leveraging their careers using SolidWorks, being user with SolidWorks. So first of all, I would like to just to take a point over here to just get assembled so that we could just go ahead with the panel discussion. And the first panelist over here is someone who has been in the industry, in the mechanical industry for 21 years. 21 years, it's a very long time. I have been just like in my old 20s now, that's it. And he has spent 21 years into this particular career portfolio. He has been an IITian back then from engineering. He has been part wherein he joined into engineering as a simulation personnel, working with fronts of, say, into fluid dynamics, into thermal analysis. And today, he's a general manager for the R&D department at Crompton. So I may like to just invite over here, with a lot of respect, Mr. Prateek Jain. So please. Thank you. I would like to request our technical manager, Mr. Piyush Dhuri, to just give a token of. And next up is someone who has seen the industry in a very large way because he designs very large products for the market. A personal interaction with him has always been related to engineering. But today, as I invite him to the stage, it's a quite of interesting aspect because he has been a person who has worked on to design and simulation in its course. He has worked upon developing structures which are building up other structures. I may like to invite over here Mr. Suresh from Everest Engineering. And with that, I may like to just give an insight that he has been a person who has worked into FEA, into CFD. And with that, I may like to invite Mr. Soam manager for product sales into simulation, over here to just give a token of thanks to Mr. Suresh sir. And someone who can help us understand more better about collaboration. Because he has been a person who is at the forefront of his engineering career, developed from an old SolidWorks story to the new SolidWorks which we are using today. That is where he has been a pioneer into establishing a complete set of upfront solution for his company. He has been a pioneer into developing as an operational transformation lead for data thread. He has been constantly working upon setting up a data thread. His vision is something which a person with 16 years of experience in the industry, with a graduate from one of the pioneer universities from the US. And today, he stands out over here as the business head for the particular organization, Mr. Chintan Gatalia from Amar Equipments. So I may like to just invite him over here. And with that, Mr. Piyush, I would like to invite you again to just give him a token of thanks. Thanks a lot, sir, for joining us. Yeah. Startups is something which we have been like seeing up in the past, say in India, 10 years, 15 years, right? Startup has been a story over here. Everyone is like up over there at every gully nukkad pe we'll get a solution out over there. There is a guy in between us who has been with the same ideology. I may like to put up over here that he is not just a startup person, but he's someone who has been developing up solutions for industries. He has been developing up products for industries. He's been a product designer by himself, and of course, at the same point, he's even having his career as an academician over here in one of the established universities in Mumbai. I may like to invite over here the founder and director, Saumitra Vaidya, from 7-Eleven Designs, to be part of the panel discussion. And I would like to again ask Mr. Soham to just come and give him a token of thanks. Welcome, Saumitra, sir. So this is where we are just kicking into the story with SolidWorks of this gentleman. This is where I may like to just put up to you that as we are like selected this panelist members over here, it is about sharing their story. But in that story, you may find your story also into it. There are people who are just as developed in this industry as much as our ages are, right? But there are certain guys who have been like struggling out over there in the startup world, developing up industry solutions. There is a person over here on the stage who has been like being a person who is looking after the next gen digital thread development solutions for his industry, and at the same point he's even making a mark into the industry. Also, there is a person who is having an expertise, a complete sort of a technical expertise in terms of the design and developing up heavy structural fabrication equipments. So this is where we may just start out with the panel discussion out over here. So this is where I would like to just ask Mr. Prateek Jain from Crompton Greaves. So specifically, this is where I may like to like put up on you like the 30-year view over here. Like SolidWorks today is at 30 years, and just a sec. Yeah. So SolidWorks today has been at 30 years. I guess you started out, like sir had discussed with me that sir has started out as a student user at SolidWorks back then. 21 years back, SolidWorks, and today, 2025, the launch of 2026 SolidWorks. How do you see this overall journey? Like, I may like to just get a sneak peek into it, like what exactly has been through it, sir?
Yeah, definitely it is a fantastic journey that SolidWorks has done in the last 30 years. And I will say I am fortunate that I'm being a part of this SolidWorks journey last 20 years. And I'm you can say, and previously one of my bosses started this journey with Mr. Varakumar at that time in 2004 or in 2004. So I'm lucky enough that last 20 years I have seen the SolidWorks from starting to this stage where we are talking about AI and automation. So this is a very fantastic journey, and really SolidWorks improve a lot from that starting point, and make the life easy of each and every designer to convert their thoughts in 3D.
And just a point over here, what was the first part or assembly which you had developed in SolidWorks as a student back then in about 21 years ago, sir?
So,
if you remember it.
Yeah, that is very, I think it is very quite difficult to remember, but when we are starting our career, the first thing is always be remembered. वो कहते हैं ना पहला प्यार याद रहता है.
बराबर.
So definitely, the first time when you are come enter as an engineer and you start some project with SolidWorks. So we have started one of my project being developed for as a part of project. We have to develop a 3D model for screwdriver part. That jack type of screwdriver, we have developed the new concept in that. So for assembly at that time, definitely it will take when we are using drafts and other things. So that is my first assembly that I have did last 20 years back.
Wow. So basically developing of a part for a screwdriver back then, and like specifically a very simple part, we may imagine it up, but developing the intricacies into it, that was done 21 years ago with SolidWorks. That is something as a thing which we think as being a young user over here, imagining those particular features, like how the specific sketches are to be put up, how the particular feature has to be put up. That is a story for each and every one of us over here, even the audience out over here. And with that, what will be an insight of yours, like Suresh sir, like what will be the challenging part which you have done over here? Because I have seen you, we have encountered with many challenging projects which you have been working out over here.
Hello.
Yeah.
In fact, before this Everest, I was working for Weatherford. It is into oil and gas.
Yeah.
Effective utilization of CAD, simulation, and data management.
Oh.
There, I worked on one project called PDC drill bit.
Okay.
It is basically a drill bit.
Okay.
It's a very hard and very costly.
Okay.
So usually the designing of the drill bit, so we have, in Mumbai we have the R&D center, but the manufacturing is at somewhere Baroda and all. It will take a lot of time. The designing time itself is 4 weeks.
Okay.
So the SolidWorks, in fact, compared to Creo, SolidWorks is a best ecosystem.
Yeah.
It has inbuilt modeling and also PDM. We can
Data management aspects.
so we can pass through, and also simulation. Where we use effectively, we make use of that and reduce the design time almost by 18%.
Yeah.
In fact, 4 weeks we reduced to 2 weeks. Okay. And also the simulation. Before doing any prototype, earlier most of our project failed. We straight away go to the prototypes. Okay.
Okay.
Because this simulation also is not only validation. It gives the designers some basic design improvement so that
That
one
is
can go
something which has to be like put into focus.
Yes. And in Everest, it is huge advantage by reducing the weight. Basically, it is a steel structure.
Yeah.
So validation gives me a lot of weightage and also.
Yeah. And with Weatherford, like what you just spoke about, how long back it was? Like
Yeah, hardly 4 years back.
4 years
Yes,
back.
yes.
So basically 4 years back, spanning up from, say, means if I were to talk about, like, the imagination which came to my mind was like from that reduction to 2 weeks.
Yes, yes.
That is somewhere
See,
in an era.
One more amazing thing what we have done now. We automated the process.
Yeah.
For example, I started as a design engineer. Okay.
Get it.
First modeling, and that modeling is through API using some script Python. We connect it to the simulation. That means using CFT and FE.
Validation zone.
No, validation. So that
Yeah.
we can fine tune the flow pattern, we can
Nice.
fine tune the nozzle diameters. It is amazing. This is a good ecosystem. What I recommend SolidWorks is very good.
Yeah. So basically what sir told us over here, that will be a further thing which I'll be like getting ahead in our panel discussion with Mr. Prateek, because sir has worked upon certain kind of a solution which is astonishing as a designer to understand. But before getting into that discussion, that is something as a hot topic over here. I will just keep it for ahead. But something over here to understand from Chintan sir is that, sir, you are, I would say, not a very old user. You are not a very new user. You have seen the SolidWorks transforming from the era jahan pe sirf designing was used to be on the desks. And today you are a pioneer over here in Mumbai, not just for your company. You have been as a testimonial for a lot of companies who are taking a step towards collaboration, towards implementing PLM solutions. Product lifecycle management solutions, a very new story in India, I would say. In this particular 3 to 4 years back, data management was a story, but lifecycle management is a push over here. So what is your particular journey aspect over here?
First of all, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, sir.
Sitting in front of the stalwarts of the industry. So I come from a purely a manufacturing background. Somebody who has always been on the shop floor in his early years.
Okay.
So I've seen how a engineered design moves from the top floor to the shop floor and eventually to the customer and to our customer service guys.
Okay.
So my experience made me realize that data is the key here, and
Yeah.
this realization came pretty early. Early then we were discussing about digital transformation and industry 4.0.
Yeah.
I realized that if you need the business to make money, you need to be efficient in your operations. And in order to be efficient in your operations, there has to be a very uh, a streamlined process of transforming transferring the data from the design team to the guys who are actually making it.
Get it.
And that made me realize that, in order to make it interoperable,
Yeah.
connecting it with the ERP system, and eventually now my next plan is to eventually bring in the MES
systems.
systems in
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
That will actually make it more uh, profitable in terms of the investment that we have put in.
Yeah.
And so this realization actually helps. And obviously the PLM systems of SolidWorks, they are intuitive. They are really easy to understand, easy to train. I would
Okay.
rather put it that way.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, this is how my journey has been. And earlier, like I said, I'm not such an old user, but not a young user as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Earlier, it was only about 3D representation.
Get it.
It was only about showing the customer what you are actually making.
Yeah.
Yeah, transitioning into drawings for submission to the quality guys.
Yeah.
So it's now much more than that.
Yeah. So that was mainly from, say, the design house to a production house. That's it.
Yes.
And that's where I may like to even take a point that a person who sits in the design house has to be a student first.
Absolutely.
And that has to be like at every
Absolutely.
point of time. Saumitra sir, you are specifically a very qualified person in terms of you have been an automotive designer by yourself. Currently, you practice as a particular personnel who teaches design every day, and you are even having your own startup out over here. How do you see the journey? I will say the journey of SolidWorks, not just with respect to you, but in terms of the way you look it out at the student's desk. Like if SolidWorks is over there, what is your way of like, because we out over here are like having SolidWorks to even 8th grade students. That is going to be a movement coming up over here, because it's been something like if I had learned my SolidWorks when I was 18, I just think that if I were to be able to learn this thing at 16 or say 14, that would have been a different story. So what is your take upon it?
So very nice question, and thank you for inviting me here
Yeah.
and sitting with
Yeah.
great people. The new perspective that I got, I'm not that recent user, but I'm integrating the software very keenly. Being an automotive designer, we never had exposure to SolidWorks directly. We had to use it in more of learning aesthetics than learning the mechanical or technical aspect of it. Today, coming after 10 years, starting using the software in our company, it made it so simple, because Gen Z, what we talk about, the millennials and the Gen Z is always a fight with the students.
Yeah.
And a small example that we are working in the industry, and we were working on packaging. A lot of people are working on engineering aspect and everything, I know, but we were just working on a box, and they had to draft.
Okay.
So now they don't know how to draft. They have not used AutoCAD.
Yeah.
Because they are from design background, they are using online softwares which are either free
Freewares,
or
yeah.
cheaper, something like that.
Yeah.
So I fortunately got a trainer, like, let's
Yeah.
train them, and,
Yeah.
very basic things. So they made the box,
Yeah.
and they just said, we don't know how to draft. You know
Okay.
how to do the 3D, but we don't know how to draft. I said, use SolidWorks. Just one command and you can draft it. And
Okay.
they were so amazed, because, I had to spend 4 days
To
tell
make them
them
understand,
and
yeah.
understand that there are
What
so many
exactly?
views.
Yeah.
And this is done, it's a very simple command, but the new generation
Get
is
it.
now trying to get to learn these softwares.
Get
And
it.
we are helping them to learn that.
Mm.
So that is one of the perspectives. And also for me, it is very effective that,
Get it.
one command and everything is done.
So what do you think should be a magic button in SolidWorks which should be put up? Which I'm just asking out of your imagination. May that be even 10 to 10, 20 years later.
I think the AI integration and the composer
That is near. That's the near
yeah,
future.
that is
That's
something.
into it, yeah.
But the new thing which I would like to do is I sketch and my 3D is done for a manufacturing possibility
Oh.
with an FEA analysis.
All things done up.
Yes.
I guess that's
And I can do the exploded views easily in like just 2 minutes.
that's box because that's basically part of SolidWorks AI
It
with
is a
respect to the
part of
Aura
it.
assistant.
Now I want
We
to
are having it.
do it.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
can extend that technology to newer versions as well.
Get it, get it. So basically, if I were to talk about from being the simplicity of what SolidWorks has with respect to the user interface, with respect to the way the software has been developed up, since the past down the years, it has been in a way that the crux is mainly that any user should be capable to use it in the best possible way. That is why we are over here, because being as the guiding users of SolidWorks out in the market, the major aspect is that how simple way things can be put up. Over here, I may like to just come back to Prateek sir, because uh, with respect to your journey where sir has worked upon a very interesting GUI for CGCEL, wherein like what you're saying, that has been developed long back by him using automation aspects, sir, Suresh sir. So basically, I would like to just ask you to just give an insight into it, how that thing is working up and how that thing was developed up.
Um, that is a very interesting story that at that time when we started the journey in simulation in Crompton, so at that time CFD is very costly tool in terms of time. I'm talking about 2007, 8,
Oh.
9. So for doing the CFD simulation for each and every design is very difficult. People can't wait for that. So each and every designer, as sir told that we have made 2, 3 prototype, 4 prototype, then it is passed.
Yeah.
Nobody will come for CFD कि नहीं एक दो prototype में हो जाएगा, and we do it. So that what as a CFD simulation and as a team we have decided कि we should give a tool to our designer for each and everything. They should not come for the CFD.
Okay.
So what we have done, we have generated our own algorithm for flow prediction, thermal prediction, even for electromagnetic losses. And with that, we have validated with our CFD tool, with experimental data, with prototypes, and develop a GUI tool where you can just single click and you can get the each and every information about the design, how much temperature will be there, if I change the OD of the fan, if we change the blade profile, or you can say fin size or anything. We can get how much temperature rise will be there, how much flow will be there, how much structural it will be stable for the vibration.
yeah.
So that type of GUI we have developed. So it really help and transform all the designs. So they are not coming for us each and every CFD, but if it is coming an entirely new thing, then we'll go with that. So it is reduce our prototype cost and failure rate, especially.
Okay.
So really it was very interesting at that time.
Understood.
Yeah. So now we are coming GUI. So in the right now we don't have knowledge gap because each and every knowledge is in your mobile. You need not to go anywhere. At that time we used to think the books, we has to go to library, each and every formula we have to formulate in Excel, calculation, everything is there. Now the tools are available.
Yeah.
You just have to implement.
Implemented.
Yeah.
So this is where the platform over here was the SolidWorks. And if I were to talk about platform has been very usefully leveraged over here. If I'm to talk about platform way of working, Chintan sir, sir has spoken a story wherein it was a design automation completely done up over here. You have a vision over here where you look forward to taking it to the manufacturing frontiers also. So what exactly would be the vision with respect to coming it from a data thread aspect? Because this is where that will be a simple boss extrude at a point. But that particular change of figures with a simple GUI could even correspond to manufacturing changes, the production changes, which may be for the shop floor requirements. So what are your aspects related to it, sir?
So you're spot on there. When we talk about the vision over here is basically a lot of design changes happen due to some customer's requirement or due to some errors that has been identified. And to transition back that information to the manufacturing guys, it's critical. And it so happens that sometimes we miss out on core information to the guy who's actually fabricating it or probably machining it.
Yeah.
And there are multiple copies, duplicate copies of drawings that are sitting there at our drives or servers or platforms that can easily be mistook. You can mistake it for the latest version. So, I mean, we want to ensure a good design change methodology that could reflect right down to the manufacturing shop floor. If it is approved, if the drawing which is discarded is being taken off from the manufacturing guys, and they could probably take the right information and go ahead and manufacture it. And it should transition right up to the customer service guys. Because when you get the QC and the customer service guys, they should be having the latest of the models or the latest of the information of that particular part. That becomes easier to communicate with the customer who is coming for, say, for example, a warranty issue or a service issue. And if you don't have the right information and you would spend more time in replying to the customer, that could also be a not good
conclusion won't be happening up over there at that point.
Correct.
Get it. So with respect to the data continuity which we are talking about, so basically you are speaking it like it may be even vice versa. Production could drive design or design could drive production, but in an automated approach.
Yes.
With that, sir, Suresh sir, something which I need to understand over here, because you are an AI enthusiast, you are an automation enthusiast on your own. You are like you are working upon complex designs, experimenting with the automations, whichever it's possible. So how do you take it as like AI could be a co-designer with SolidWorks? Means AI as a co-designer in SolidWorks, how do you see it with respect to the industry workflows which you have established with your 20 years of experience into the market till date?
Say for my PhD work, I worked on wear simulation.
Okay.
Wear out of the... Where I use the script, this is nothing but automation only.
Automation,
Python script.
Okay.
So what it will do, usually now in SolidWorks we have in Abacus we have the, so now earlier also Abacus have the explicit server, we can do the best results, simulation results. But I had done in the reverse way, because I was not able to get the license for Abacus, because it is a academic projects.
Okay.
So I use the Python script using the same only, but in an indirect way of simulation the wear rates, where I reduce a lot of time also, and the results are so fantastic. Exactly, I think you take any dynamic comparison, practically and theoretically, there may be 25%.
Okay.
Yes. Near 6%, 8% in static simulation, we are able to get it. But in dynamic, wherever the failure of metals, failure damages, around 20-25% is acceptable.
So this is where like I can see that the alignment is over here just not between design and production.
Yes.
But there is a stage in between which has to be aligned up. That is simulation or validation.
Yes.
So if I take up validation as an aspect over here, basically validation is something where you test your product.
Yes.
You test it in a virtual environment over here with SolidWorks tools. With respect to SolidWorks tools, sir, Saumitra sir, I would like to understand, like as a particular academician or like a person who has been into the startup cycle, where you have been like constantly working with designs, and I may like to like add to it, like he has been working with designs of his customers, where sometimes it's not just about the appearances. It may be even about from a perspective of product designer. maybe the ergonomics, maybe the aspects of how the product will be handled up. How do you take it as in the story with respect to the automation aspect in it?
So particularly today, what is happening is people think AI is very nice and beautiful.
Yeah.
Uh,
But you have a different perspective.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Everyone has this question: how are
Yeah.
you going to integrate AI? We do use AI a lot, and taking something in SolidWorks, making it and make it look beautiful in AI. That is what we do. But AI is as it's an entertainment industry for us because we have made the product good.
Yeah, from a
It
product
looks good.
designer perspective.
Yes,
Okay.
it has been done. It can be manufactured, but the client needs it looking beautiful in certain environment.
Okay.
So that is where we tell the client, you can't just scroll on Zomato and say that I am not hungry anymore. You have to literally make that happen.
Yeah.
So wherein SolidWorks is trying to give us that effort, we can do that and we can start integrating all those things easily. Now students have the same ulta perspective. Why do we need SolidWorks?
Hmm. Get it.
It is easy, but they
Yeah.
are not taking it because they think it is more of engineering aspect or it is more of technical.
Mhm.
They fear because
Get it.
a lot of online softwares are coming in and UI is similar, but still they are like not taking it or they have some fear in it. When that aspect comes, we tell them, okay, boss, you don't know, then start using it. Did you open it? And when they actually start using it in certain ways, they actually feel it is very intuitive.
Get it.
So,
So
creating that whole journey for
Yeah.
them from design touch points, understanding the methods, SolidWorks is trying to help us to create a standardization in design.
Get
Because
it.
today we come from paper, pencil, start making CAD models, put it in AI, and then make it either 3D printing or something like that. So that is a process. But standardizing certainly, which of course sir has told it, the automation part, we are not taking it at the startup level.
Okay.
Automation comes way later because
Okay.
nobody is actually understanding that automation is needed or
Yeah.
certain standardization. SolidWorks helps us there. You
Get it.
sketch, you make a 3D, and this all process is well integrated, and we are trying to push them ki follow the right process,
Yeah.
and you will get the result.
Agreeing upon it because like you are speaking it with a creative mindset. A creative mindset is something where I guess this is where the mind is something which works out upon the particular SolidWorks screen over there. So the creativity is there into the page. But adding to it will be something that how will you feel it in just one word that if your creativity which you're thinking is there directly encapsulated in your design rightly? What you will just describe about it then?
Certainly, it is like magic is happening on the screen a
Get
lot.
it. Get it.
So
That's
not just on the paper, but it is also happening in the
so
software.
basically automated magic of for creating for creativity.
Yeah.
And with respect to it, like with all the stalwarts over here, I may like to just ask you just up over here that as SolidWorks, like he is someone who is from an academician background, but with respect to it, he is even part of the start of his own startup. But being at the particular levels of engineering you are working into, and the way you look at current users, like current facelift which we get in terms of the Gen Z which we see, where they can adapt to things very easily. They can adapt to the way the things can be. How do you think that SolidWorks as an application with their story, like even that will be story for them? How do you think like would be a very quick way for you to onboard them directly from your campus, from their campus? Because specifically they may be college passouts, but if they're having a very good knowledge and this is happening up, but if they're able to adopt to manufacturing challenges, design challenges together, what will be your perspectives into it to adopt them easily or like to hire them up upfront? So is that thing something which we take it as a yes, yes from your industry? Like what will be your views, sir? Anyone over here to add? to it?
Basically, what I observed from my team, the engineers are very smart. The
Okay.
software, they learn very fast, very intelligently, they put the ideas. Only the missing parameter is applying the basic fundamental physics.
Yeah,
That is only the missing. Otherwise,
get it.
they can use them.
Get it. So with respect to it, Chintan sir, what do you find over here as a very common industry problem which we are seeing it? I'm not talking with respect to user perspective, but engineering perspective, or say the supply chain perspective, with respect to industry perspective, wherein designs are moving towards manufacturing. So what is the overall, in your story, like what you have found it over here?
I have, this is a very
And
good
just one
question.
thing, you have been a part of a very pioneer university from the US. So being from the West, you have learned it from the West. You learned it over here.
Oh, yeah.
What's the difference of with respect to it also?
So, couple of things. One thing probably we won't be able to change that much is the language.
Yeah.
So language plays an important role because all these tools that we are using, SolidWorks or Visualize or whatever, all
Yeah.
the tools and all the commands are in English.
Okay.
India being such a huge country and with so much talent,
Yeah.
there are certain bottlenecks when it comes to which tool to use when it comes to that vocabulary.
Understood. To
So
understand those
to
things.
understand those and
Terminologies.
that comes naturally to the guys in the US or in the UK or whichever part of the world.
Get it.
But one thing that I observed is in the West, they don't fear to collaborate. They will go and sit down with a manufacturing guy. They will sit down with somebody who knows the subject. They would go reach out to the right people to understand where they are going wrong.
Get it.
Here, unfortunately, most of the places, everyone is working in their own silos.
Get it.
The design team is working in their silos, the manufacturing team is working in their silos, and if you will often see there's always an argument or a fight that breaks down between a manufacturing guys and the design guys, right?
Yeah.
So that's a common thread that we see everywhere, but we are not ready to accept that I don't know. And with a curious mind, if you open up and a operator at the machine is the best teacher you would ever find, who can actually teach you the right way of designing things. And you should be open to that. You should be exploring that out and not work in silos.
Get it. Get it. So that is where even the aspect of collaborating to learn is also an important aspect while we are developing our careers into SolidWorks as users of SolidWorks. With that, sir, Prateek, sir, I may just like to have your insight with respect to what will be your advice with respect to the career portfolio which you hold over here. Like he has been a pioneer over here who has started out as just a start level engineer 21 years back, but it was into simulation at that point of time. And now today he has been working into two different departments. Like specifically, he has like evolved up from one department to other, and he is currently the DGM of that department. So what is your suggestion to say anyone who is having a spark in their minds to develop products or designs? with
One thing I would
SolidWorks?
like to say that this generation is already having so much knowledge. So giving the advice to these people is, I think we have to take the advice from these people because these are the new creative minds. And I always say the new people that don't work what is going on. And whatever the creativity, he's rightly said, that all the tools will come. And this tool is not made by the God or somebody. It's made by you people and me people only. So one thing is what Chintan is rightly said. One is collaboration.
Yeah.
Because you will not be going to be a God. You will miss somewhere. So first thing is collaboration. And second thing is the creativity. That you need to be there each and every stage where you are starting engineer or you are experienced people or retired people, whatever you are. One thing is collaboration and second thing is the creativity. These two things always be there with you. If you are just left these two things, you are nothing. That is, I think, just I can give the suggestion to you people.
Yeah. So that has been a quite good insights with respect to our discussions. I may just move on to further to a rapid fire round over here. Just that will be just a random rapid fire with respect to your story.
Do we have an hamper?
Yeah, that will be dependent upon the ma'am. If ma'am is giving us the ample
I
count.
just want to add
Yeah.
something to
Yeah.
what he said.
Yeah.
You know, the war of design and engineers has been a long lost. I mean, everyone is losing.
It's long
that
lost battle for both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, after this PLM introduction, because of data management is less, because otherwise no tracing of ECN, no tracing of ECR, now it is traceable.
Completely streamlined over here.
But
with respect
today,
to that
today
aspect.
what I can see as a expectation from designer to the manufacturer is we are ready to step forward. Manufacturers are so much occupied with their current systems that they are unable to move out of their system.
They are not able to update over there.
Yeah. So somewhere they are ready. There are, of course, not all manufacturers, but
Get it.
there are manufacturers who are ready to come and shake hands. But I think the connect is not happening in the right time and right place.
Get it.
Because they are, both sides are extending their hand, but I think वो hand holding नहीं हो रहा है. And SolidWorks is creating a good platform कि slowly the
Bring
things
them
are,
both on the
yeah.
same way, same path.
So that is, I think the Gen Z is also slowly coming there. We just need to convey कि हाँ, you are good, but you can be better. And designers are now, they are being asked कि boss, come learn the manufacturing. And that is a compulsory. Any design with just a sketch is useless.
Useless.
I just wanted to add a point. I don't know whether it is relevant to the question that you asked. I just wanted to make sure the young generation that are coming up in the industry, they have to stay away from mediocrity.
Yeah.
The chalta hai attitude, the jugaad attitude should go away. We were once proud of that jugaad attitude, but that
now
is
it's
what is making us go backwards.
Yeah. I mean, jugaad shouldn't be done today in SolidWorks. We
Jugaad
can do it,
is-
but it should have a.
But that has become
limits.
a norm. Jugaad has become a norm.
norm
Be it a
now.
manufacturer, be it a designer,
Yeah.
jugaad and chalta hai. Arey koi nahi chalta hai. So that people should stay away from that.
Yeah. So with that, I may just get ahead to the rapid fire round. So with that, Prateek sir, I may just like to get over here. Like you have said it first, but I may like to ask you again. Your first encounter with SolidWorks was like love at first sight, or was it a total confusion?
Love is first sight.
Oh, great. I may like to have a round of applause because someone is loving SolidWorks out over here. Suresh sir, you are a very core and keen SolidWorks user. I guess 8 to 10 hours constantly. It's like something like a coder. You just use SolidWorks at your end. If SolidWorks was to like give awards to you, what and where you will mean? When? Would you be like an undo champion, Control Z? Or you will be a safe struggler, Control S, Control S, Control S? What will be the award which will be given to you in this aspect? As a very keen user into SolidWorks, Control S, Control S, Control S. I guess most of the guys over here. And if SolidWorks had a voice over here, like I will ask you over here with respect to a certain personal question over here, Chintan sir, would it like sound to you like Aishwarya Rai or like a wife or a girlfriend? If SolidWorks had a voice,
Gave me 3 options, not 2.
what will be the third?
No, you gave me 3 options: a wife, a girlfriend, and Aishwarya Rai.
Acha. Now you decide out of it. I guess this is not getting aired anywhere.
Yeah, of course. So no, it's like a wife.
Great.
You have to be honest with it.
Thanks. And something which you, as a designer perspective, as a creative perspective, your SolidWorks story has been like, is that thing been like thriller or has been like sci-fi?
Both are sci-fi thriller.
Sci-fi thriller.
Yeah, because experimentation, we see everything with experimentation. So
Get it.
we fell into it, we never made components on it. We made more of, let's do surface modeling, let's do this, let's do that. So it's more of, experimenting a lot on SolidWorks.
So with this, we have understood a lot related to and insights with respect to the solvers which we have over here, from SolidWorks story, from 0 to over here to 30. And with the pioneers who have been in the long time with it. With respect to it, I may like to invite Naina sir over here, if he could just give certain insights with respect to data thread, what they have been like talking about, and the whole buzz over here with the panel discussion has been with data thread over here. So just with round of applause, just for a few moments, I would like to ask Naina sir to just give his views on the panel discussion over here. Yes sir, please.
Thank you. I want to thank the panelists for taking their time to be here. We are so grateful to you Prateek, we have spoken by online. This is the first time I'm meeting you. It's a pleasure to meet you all. So it was very insightful conversation. And I hosted a panel discussion yesterday in Pune, and Bangalore we are going to have it next week. So it's a thing that we want to try to bring insights of experts to the audience. And it's been very, very interesting conversation. Two things that struck my mind. One is collaboration, right? There's a unanimity among all the panelists saying that collaboration is the key. And the second thing, what Chintan pointed out, is like a willingness to learn, willingness to say that I do not know. Please tell me how to do that, right? To do a right collaboration, you need to have a data thread. We talked about design and manufacturing and all of that. PLM addresses one part of it, but if you extend it to a MES, from PLM to MES, you extend the data, and you produce like millions of lights and fans and all of that, right? You get feedback from the customers. The way we see the connected thread is going to bring value is that there was a change order, because of which I produced like 1 million fans. Of that, I got this kind of a feedback. You got different systems. A thread will give you feedback saying that this is the effect of the change order on my customer feedback. Those are the things which is going to change the way we are going to build systems, we are going to build products. And those are two takeaways for me in today's panel discussion. It's a very, very interesting and exciting conversation. And thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to summarize after the discussion to say that what sticks to my mind. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, panelists. It was a very enlightening session. If you agree, you can clap together for all the panelists here and for our lovely host, Tanmay. And as a gesture of gratitude, I request Mr. Sagar and Mr. Amit to please come on stage and hand over this gesture of gratitude to all our panelists here.